Okay, problem pass off sheet number 8. This one's due March 8th. The material in this lesson was covered in section 8-5 of your textbook. We are doing volume. I've given you a variety of shapes here, but three main ones. We've got rectangular prisms, triangular prisms, and cylinders. Uh, I had some different shapes on here like cones and pyramids, but I've opted against those this year. So hopefully that makes your lives just a little bit easier. Um, I want to talk to you guys about my philosophy on these. Like I said in class, we're focused on getting one of the faces. We just need the area of one of the faces. It doesn't matter which one. Um, in this case, actually, that one does matter. So we'll get to the triangular ones in just a second. Cylinder, rectangular prism here. Actually, this one's a cube. Let's get this one right here. This one's a good one. And this one, I'm actually going to try and get the top on this right here. Okay, and I'll explain to you why I want to do that. Okay, so let's focus on the rectangular prisms to start, and we're just going to find the area of that one front piece, and then once we have that, we're in really, really good shape. To find volume, volume is just base times width times height. And you can call those all sorts of different names if you want. You can call it length times width times height. You can call it the fat way times the skinny way times the tall way. I mean, whatever you need to do to remember that, great. I believe your book goes with length times width times height, so maybe I should write that. Length times width times height. But either way is fine with me. So what we're going to do is we are going to first find the area of this rectangle out in front. And you'll recall from pass-off sheet number 7, when we go to find the area of one of these rectangles, we just go 3 times 5. So 3 times 5 is 15. So that's just this one little piece. Now, there are 12 of those little pieces all along here. So if I were to draw them all out, there'd be 12 of those little pieces. So we just need to add them all together, or we could just times it by 12, and let's just do that. So 15 times 12, which gives me 180. And our units on here are feet. So when we talked about finding the area of the front was in little squares, right? I could draw squares across it. Now I've got little cubes inside of here. So my volume is feet cubed, because we're no longer in 2 dimensions. We've become 3-dimensional. So we need to count little boxes, right? Instead of squares, we're counting boxes. So 180 feet cubed is my volume. Okay, let's try that again on this other one. So I just need to go 6 times 6, which is 36, and that gives me this whole front piece. Then I just need to times it by how deep it goes. So I have 36 times 6, which gives me 216 inches, and I said that we're making little boxes inside of here, so we're going to make inches cubed. Little cubes. Okay. Alright, I hope you don't find that too difficult. Like I said, it's just the 3 numbers multiplied together, so that's not too bad. Alright, let's take a look at this one right here. This one is along the same lines. You find the area of this front triangle and then times by how long it is. So we know the area of a triangle is length times width divided by 2. So we have 4 times 4 divided by 2, which is 8. And then I just multiply it by how long it is, times 14. 8 times 14 is 112 inches cubed. Okay, so if you missed the math behind that, finding the area of the front is 1/2 base times height, and then we times it by our length, so it's the exact same thing as what we had up here. Or you could write it base times height divided by 2 times your length. Either way, totally fine. Alright, on this other shape, I like to find the triangles first. So let's look at this one right here. If you find the triangles first, it makes your job a lot easier, I think. So let's find this top triangle. We know that this 10 is here. It's also 10 right up here. And this 8 that's down here is also 8 up here. So we can find this triangle on top just by multiplying 10 and 8. That gives me 80. And then I divide it by 2 as per our formula. And so I know the area of the top is 40. So then to find the volume, or how much it fits, I go 40 times 3. And that gives me 120 meters cubed. So this one's exactly the same as finding the rectangular prisms. You just need to divide by 2 at some point. In fact, you could just multiply all 3 of these and divide by 2 at the end. You could divide 8 by 2 right at the beginning if you wanted to. Whatever you want. As long as you are getting them all multiplied and divided, then you're in good shape. Okay, cylinders. In our cylinder, we need to use the area formula, which we talked about in Problem Pass-Off Sheet 7, which is area equals pi r squared. So r is 4 in this case, so I go 4 squared, and 4 squared is 16. And then I take 16 times pi. In this case, I'm just timesing it by 3.14. That gives me 50.24. And so that's what my area is right on top, right there. Then I just need to multiply it by everything else in there. So that happens to be 9. And that will give me my answer. So that's 452.16 inches, right? Inches cubed. Awesome. All right, I'm going to leave the last one to you guys. Just remember that you need to square 3.14, times it by pi, times it by 12, and you should have that. Okay, that's it.